Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to share some helpful hints when it comes to dealing with and coping with trauma and its effect on not only our mental health but our physical health. One of the things that I am trying to do for 2026, now that I actually retired from working in the public sector to now moving over into the grief advocacy work, is working on my health. When you get to be in your 60s, especially, it's so important that you get regular exercise. And so I'm reminding myself that I have no excuses because I live in a beautiful area where we have a beautiful park. This park is like 5 minutes from my home. And while it's a little challenging because you have to navigate the obstacle courses of all the birds, and especially the geese that basically live in this park, you have to navigate their droppings. So you have to definitely watch where you're stepping. But at any rate, one of the things that I have discovered is that if we don't take care of our mental and physical health, it makes it even more challenging to overcome the grief part of your life and what you deal with. And again, I think as a society, we have a responsibility to help those that are dealing with losses, especially sudden losses. And as I'm standing here in front of this beautiful waterfall pond, I happen to notice this beautiful tree here. And as I happen to look down, I noticed this plaque. And that really hit me hard because not only do I have a child named Jason, but my daughter Crystal that I lost was born in 1984. And as I'm looking at this plaque, I realize that what families have to cope and deal with when they lose someone, but especially a child, it shifts so much of your life again into such turmoil. There's just no other way to put it. It affects your daily life. And then if you have other children, it makes it so difficult for those children to deal with the loss of their sibling. And not that every parent goes through this, but I know for me and my husband, we absolutely did not. And as I've talked about this in my previous videos and content, we did not recognize what survivor's remorse is. We just didn't. And I think we, even as parents, I know, at least for me and my husband, I know both of us have had some survivor's remorse too surrounding our daughter's death. Because as parents, our job is to protect our children at all costs. And when you lose a child, especially, at least for us, in an accident, that guilt is awful, because you keep replaying over and over and over again What could I have done to have protected my child better? What could I have done to prevent Crystal from being killed that day in a car? And for me, it's even more difficult because prior to my daughter's death, I had lost several family members in car accidents. And so I thought that I had covered all bases. I made my children aware of not trusting other people, so in my daughter's case, she was at an intersection, stopped, crossing over a major highway in the state of Indiana, which has haunted me to this day because we had discussed that, well, not that particular intersection, but most of the intersections in the state of Indiana, because when we relocated from Oregon out to Indiana, we were aware of all the deaths that had occurred on that particular highway, from young people especially crossing over those highways. So when the police came to my work and then escorted me to the hospital to break the news to me about my daughter being killed, and they told me where the accident occurred, I was even more baffled and in shock and really just grief-stricken, because she knew that that intersection posed a danger, and I thought that my husband and I had covered all of our bases with explaining, please don't ever use that. And the crazy thing of it is that when the accident occurred that day, she had dropped our other daughter off to babysit, and she followed our instructions as far as going there. She used the back way, but when she left and dropped our daughter off, for some reason she decided not to follow the same route going back, and she then came upon that intersection, and she trusted someone to tell her that it was clear and motioned her to cross the highway, and unfortunately another car struck her, T-boned her, and our daughter died instantly. So 23 years later, navigating her loss still to this day is extremely difficult. But through extensive therapy, through reminding myself that I had to be here for my other children, getting to now fast forward those 23 years later to seeing my other daughter have children, and now having 4 granddaughters, actually 5 now. My youngest son, who is marrying my wonderful soon-to-be daughter-in-law, came with a package deal, so we got another granddaughter, so I'm very excited about that. But those are the things that have helped me slowly regain my life and making it more enjoyable. So at any rate, I am here to now use what I've been through as a way to help others navigate loss of children, as well as other family members, and to let you know that there is hope and that we all are here in this wonderful community to help you navigate these sudden losses. So I really hope you're all having a great day. If you're watching this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as please follow me on all my other social media platforms, LinkedIn, as well as TikTok, Pinterest, and Facebook. You can find me under my name, Tina Coleman, and of course, you'll see my grief advocacy logo, which is hashtag healing with grief hashtag. So as always, much love to all of you, and have a wonderful Monday.